G'day, it's Peter Johnson here again, and welcome back to our $1 Million Plus Business Series, video number 2. In the first video, we talked about how you want to be one of the 5% of businesses that survive beyond 5 years, but not just survive, but become a thriving, highly profitable enterprise. Now, if you haven't watched the first video, stop this one, go back and watch it, because they are a series and they take you through 8 key areas of getting your business up and rolling. So there's 2 key things to focus on. One is the immediate things, generating more leads into your business, converting them into sales, and getting higher profits into your business. Then the second part is we want to get you being one of those 5% that survive beyond 5 years as a thriving and highly profitable enterprise. So we talked about 8 key areas what you need to keep focused on to ensure this happens in your business. And they were your time management, planning, time management, marketing, sales, recruiting, leadership, creating sustainability in your business, and investing your profits. And it's about us showing you how to do these, and then in time you employing people, bringing people in your business to do it, but knowing the fundamentals and how to actually make it happen. So our first 2 in the video were about time management and planning. So today what we're going to talk about is marketing. Marketing is about communicating to your marketplace. It's one of the only 2 things that will actually bring money into your business, and how well you communicate to your marketplace will determine how successful your business is. So let's head over to the $1 Million Plus Business Incubator and let's get stuck into it. So welcome back to the $1 Million Plus Business Incubator. So far, the first video we talked about your planning and your time management, how they're very crucial to getting your business up and running really well. Today, what we want to talk about is marketing your business. Why marketing? Because marketing is the only way people get to see your message. Irrespective of what conduit you use and how you build your message, that's marketing. It is communication and communicating to the marketplace. And there's a good old saying that true communication is the response you get. So however you communicate something out, the only way you can tell whether or not you did it really well was the response you get back. You ever said something to someone and they've taken offence, but you didn't mean it in an offence? That's because the way it came out and they perceived it was they took it as an offence, offensively. And they saw the message as being that offensive message that you were upset with them or something. But in actual fact you weren't. That's because the way you communicated it out and the response you get. So all of a sudden you knew now, oh hang on, I need to change the way I did that message because that's not what I meant. Marketing is the same. The way you put your message out there will determine the result you get back from the marketplace. And to find out how to do that marketing, there's some 4 key steps inside marketing that you need to work through to put your marketing together. And those 4 steps come down to the box with 4. One is understanding the fundamentals of marketing. The fundamentals. It's very important that you understand what marketing is all about, why you do it and how you go about doing it, and how to do it well. And not just the way the big corporates do with a 30-second jingle on the TV nowadays, or the radio or stuff like that, because as a small business you don't have the money to compete with them. So you need to learn how to do this properly. So the fundamentals, you've got to get them and understand the fundamentals of marketing. Then you need to, from there, you can turn around and learn there's strategies that you need to put into marketing. Now, if we ask people what strategies do they have in their marketing, they will then tell us that they do Facebook, they do blogging, they advertise in the newspaper, or they may even still do yellow pages, flyers, letterbox drops, those sorts of things, but they're not strategies. They're tactics. They're the next step, tactics. That's the tactic that you're using in your marketing, and how you get the message out to them. And to get the message out to them, what resources are you using? So the fourth item is resources. So when you build marketing materials, you need to look at, okay, fundamentals of marketing, understanding and learning that, and then understanding I need to build a strategy. I then need to, inside that strategy, I've got to have the tactics that I'm going to use to get out there with. And then those tactics, what resources am I going to use in getting out there with those tactics? So the fundamentals are about why you market. In a sense, as I say, they're about why you market. They're about creating and understanding how you can create that market dominating position. Because nowadays, you need to stand out from the rest. And your marketing out there needs to say to people that we are the standouts in our industry. Your marketing needs to be able to show them that, hey, these are the guys that really seem to be switched into it, know it really well, and I would have to be an absolute idiot not to go with them. Your marketing needs to be designed around those fundamentals and having those thoughts in your head and creating that market dominating position in your marketplace. The strategies are about, you've got to understand, who is your market? Who are they? And we ask that question of people and they say, well, if our product, anyone can use it. Well, you can't market to anyone and everyone in one go. If you have a broad range in your market, then you need to break it down into targets. You need to understand that there are specific segments that you market to, so you can create a message that's based on their issues. Because if you can't target their issues, their wants, their problems, then it's very difficult to market to them and get them to take notice. So to do that, you need to understand their demographics. Who are these people? Now, just to give you an idea, in a childcare centre, for instance, there's 3 different markets in a childcare centre. People say, well, you're marketing to families. Well, no. You're marketing to parents that are late teenage to mid-20s. Then you're marketing to parents that are mid-20s to mid-30s. And then you're marketing to parents that are mid-30s and onwards. Because you'll find that if you actually take notice, they actually have some different things they're looking for in childcare centres. So there's 3 distinct markets that you're marketing to. And you need to build your message around each one because they're at different stages of growth in their life and the way they think about things. So it's very important to understand your demographics, and it's important to understand their psychographics. Make sure we get this one right. The psychographics is about the conversation in their head. What are they thinking? What's their issue? We have an antenna installer, and I gave him an ad that said cheap antenna installers cut corners, use inferior products, for him to put in the newspaper, where all the other antenna installers had cheap, low cost, special price, all this sort of stuff. Now, we know when we're out there looking at our marketing, when we're wanting to buy something, that we see cheap, low cost and that, and we all of a sudden think in the back of our head, but do I get a quality product? And then all of a sudden this piece of marketing says cheap installers use inferior products, have lower this, lower that, and it now starts to tweak that question in the back of their head. So the chances are they'll ring you, maybe one of the others, but you'll certainly get a call because they now want to do that comparison. So it's very important that you can understand what is happening in their head so as you can build a message that captures them. We need to understand their method of purchase because how they purchase, and people sort of look at me funny when I say that, but how they purchase depends. Do they buy online? Do they buy over the shop counter? Do they come and you go and meet with them and it's a long sales process? There's quite a number of ways that people can actually buy the product or service from you. You need to understand which are the ones that in your business, the methods that you actually is the purchase process or the point of sale is knowing what that happens, because That enables you to market through different conduits based on the different types of purchasing method. And once you've got that, we can now start to create your key message. Because your key message that's going to capture them and have them take notice. Once we know who they are, what their issues are, i.e. their demographics, their psychographics, method of purchase, probably not so much here for the message, we can create a key message that is based around exactly around that particular target and how they think and what their issues are, so as they will take notice of your marketing piece. So the third item here is now the tactics. Our fundamental strategies and now our tactics. And this is how you get your message to them. Are you looking at getting it out there via networking or direct mail, referrals? Are you going to do flyers and those sorts of things for them? So it's how we get the message. It's how we build that, get that message out to them. And it could be via networking and having a networking strategy, not just arriving there at a networking event, but knowing why I'm going to the networking, what's the purpose, what am I going to do when I'm there, how many people do I want to meet, how do I want to engage them, when I walk away, what do I want to walk away with, and what am I going to do after I've been to that event with the people that I met. It's having an actual strategy in place for that tactic. Other tactics such as direct mail, referral programs, and there's just many more tactics that you can use to actually get your message out there. These are the conduits, and these are the things that keep changing, they get added to, but the messaging never changes. How you build your message has never changed. It's how you get it out there is what changes. So it's important to understand that for these strategies, these are the tactics that I'm using to actually go and chase that strategy. And then inside that, we've then got our resources. This is the marketing material that you're going to use. Now, that again is pretty broad. You know, it can be a flyer, a TV ad, it can be brochures. There's just a whole list of ways that you can actually, of resource type methods for getting your message out there. But the key is, if you don't know the basic fundamentals of marketing and understanding what you need to do to create that market dominating position, remember what we want to do here is get people to say, I'd have to be an absolute idiot not to buy from them. That's what we're trying to do from you, I should say. That's what we're trying to create, that messaging process. So we need to have strategies. Now, strategies, it is plural. You create one strategy aimed at a target, you develop that strategy, you then put the tactics into place and the resources into that, and you get that specific strategy automated, up and running so as it happens automatically, and then you then work on the next strategy. You don't work on multiple strategies at once because there's a lot of work in putting each one together, but you work on a strategy. You make it work, you get it up and going, and then you build the next one. It's very important. The same with tactics. The tactics need to suit your strategy, and then the resources to suit that tactic. So it's very important that you understand these 4 key fundamentals of marketing. They're the starting point to get your marketing up and running. And again, our whole basis that we're looking to do here with this marketing is to have your prospective market out there look at your material and say, I'd have to be an absolute idiot not to deal with you. Now, the next part of marketing is when you actually build your message, the marketing piece, whether it's an ad, whether it's a website, whether it's a blog, it doesn't matter what it is, it needs to follow a very key formula. And that formula is, it needs to start with an interrupter. We need to interrupt our potential market. Now, the interrupt is that heading or that graphic that actually talks to what they're thinking about. It's that thing that if I said to you, a great interrupt message will be for a business is, say, why to treat your employees like dogs. Now, as an interrupt, that catches people, they look at it, they go, well, what do you mean try to treat your employees like dogs? It's a message that's short and sharp. This interrupt is designed to take them from a down state into seeing it, wow, that's relevant to me. And that's why you've got to, when you build your marketing strategy, the demographics and the psychographics, who the specific pinpoint market is, and what's their issues, what's their problem, what are they thinking. You can pick those up. You can now create this interrupt message that's based right on that makes them look and go, hey, that's something for me. The next part of it needs to engage. You need to engage that person. Once you've got them interrupted, you now need to give them a message that says, hey, if you read, watch or whatever, listen on here, we've got some information totally relevant to how you can resolve that issue or problem that you've got. So that engage message is about getting them to stay with your marketing piece so as you can start to give them the next step, which is education. You need to educate them. So in the marketing piece, it'll have some snippets of education that shows them, you know what their problem is, that this is a solution to the problem, these are the benefits to them, and this is where you've resolved it for others. And very important, so as you can educate them and have them start to see, hang on, these guys have got something that really does relate to me and that I need to look further. So as we can then offer, make them an offer. Something that is low risk to them at this point because they're new to you, but something that's low risk that you could give them, or very low cost, that actually gets them onto your database, or gets them ringing you and gets them to come on straight away as a customer. But as a minimum, we want them to actually come onto your database because they're now the market you're looking for. Because you want them to now come to you and find out more about what you can provide them that can help solve their problem, their issue, or their want. So it's a very important formula. When you put together your marketing piece, the marketing piece, when you put it together, has an interrupt. It engages them, gives them an indication that there's something in here for them, their specific requirement, educates them, gives them knowledge about what you've got, how it can solve their problem, how it benefits them, and how you've done it for others. And then an offer that shows, hey, here's a low risk way for you to find out more about us or come and experience what we do. So very important, interrupt, engage, educate, and offer in your marketing. So in your marketing, we also have two key steps. And one is, the first phase of marketing is where you go out to the marketplace and get people to put their hand up that are interested in what you've got. Now they'll put their hand up and less than 5% of them will buy at that point in time. So the other 95%, we need them to stay focused on us, so as we can keep showing them that we are the one for them. We've got the product or the service that fit their issue, their want, their desire, and it will fit it really well. So first of all, we want them to put their hand up, and for that 5% or less, they'll actually buy now. They can come in and buy now. And then the others, we want to collect their data, so as we can go to phase 2, and we can now constantly market to them, because we've now got them in our own little fish pond that we can fish out of there. We're not trying to send a direct message or a sales message to a marketplace out there, i.e. the 10,000 flyers that get sent out to all the letterboxes in an area, and all of a sudden the business owner says, and I got nothing out of it. Well, that's because you don't have the fundamentals in place. You don't understand the fundamentals, the strategy that you're doing, the tactics, the resources. probably didn't have this educate, engage, interrupt, engage, educate and offer process, and you weren't looking at, okay, how can I get out to the marketplace, get the people that are in need or have an issue or want my product or service to put their hand up so as I can keep educating them about what we do. And there's less than 5% that buy at any one time. That's why a lot of marketing doesn't work. It's not planned properly. They don't have the right steps involved. We don't have the right messaging. People think that marketing should go out and get people buying straight away. Less than 5% people will buy straight away. You need to get the other 95% on board so as you can keep educating them about your product and service. And on top of that, marketing within our programs, one thing about being a business owner is, yes, you need to understand all that, and initially you're going to have to put it together. But also, if you want to outsource your marketing to someone, and you don't know about all these steps and processes, how do you know they're doing a good job for you? How do you know what they're going to put together for you will work? We've seen people out there that do marketing for companies, and it doesn't make anything, it doesn't work. And if you have a look at the material, you'll turn around and say, well, gee, it doesn't fit any of the simple fundamentals of marketing. I can't see how it was actually going to get anyone to come in. And I can't see the strategy and the whole process in place. But because they were a marketing organisation and experts in that, the business owner thought, well, they know what they're doing. So I'll pay them the, tens of thousands of dollars and get very little result. But if you know this and you can understand it, even if you've done a bit yourself and made it work, if you know and understand it, when you go out and source someone to do your marketing, which is what we want you to do anyway, because as a business owner, it's about getting these good people around you. When you go out there and employ someone to do marketing or contract a company to come and do your marketing, you need to know these simple process and steps to ensure that what they put in front of you as a marketing piece or marketing whole strategy, you could turn around and question, yes, I think that'll work, or I don't think that'll work because I don't see how these key fundamentals are in place in that marketing. So with our programs, you see that what we do is not only train you on how to do it, we also want you to have a clear understanding, so as the business owner and having your business survive beyond the 5-year mark, you can ensure that when you go out and get people to do it for you, you can see whether or not they can actually do the marketing for you properly. So now you know the third step to building $1 million and beyond business, and to ensuring that your business is one of the 5% that survives beyond 5 years as a profitable, thriving, highly profitable enterprise. And that step was marketing. And marketing is that communication process where you're able to generate more leads into your business and get your clients and customers coming back more often. So far we've covered the first 3 steps to building that sustainable business. One was planning, the second was time management, now the third was marketing. They are in the now group that you need to do now and every day to make sure your business operates successfully. In the next session, we're going to focus on sales. The one thing that actually gets the business, being able to sell to your prospect. I'd really love to spend more time with you on each of these key points in getting your business up and running, but being on the videos, we can't. We're limited by time. So if you're really interested in building your business beyond that $1 million mark and sustaining your business beyond 5 years, you should attend our live free $1 million plus business webinar. In this webinar, we'll show you how we help you actually build and put all this into place. So we've got one coming up shortly. Just go back to the email that this video come on. There's 2 links, one to the morning session, one to an evening session. Just click on which link you'd like to attend and simply register then. And we'll see you there.